to save mankind against the COVID pandemic. Research definitely is the need of the hour, and it is going to get more and more relevant and important as we mankind make progress. Today, to have more aptitude and attitude towards academics as well as research, we have with us a very eminent, resourceful resource person, Dr. Dhaval Pujara. Sir is a native of Gujarat and is an alumni of the prestigious IIT Roorkee. Dr. Pujara holds a PhD from Nirma University, Ahmedabad. He has been a fantastic and a phenomenal academician who never restricted himself to academics alone, but he is somebody who is important in research and related field. This could be the exact reason why in the year 2007 and 2009, he was appointed as, he was deputed to Space Application Center of ISRO Ahmedabad. Currently, Sir is working as a professor and head, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering at the Institute of Technology, Nirma University, Ahmedabad. He is the first IQAC coordinator of his university. He has made remarkable contributions to the university where he is currently working. He was also the deputy director of the Academic Development and Research Cell of his university. He was also the mentor, Center for Quality Assurance and Innovation. He was also the dean, former dean, Faculty of Doctoral Studies and Research. He has undertaken several initiatives in his long-spanning career of last 2 decades. He has supervised 6 PhDs to his credits and more than 25 master dissertations. His pursuit for academic and non-academic excellence has won him many laureates. To name a few, he was awarded the Best Engineering College Teacher Award in the state of Gujarat by the Indian Society for Technical Education way back in 2004. He is the winner of the prestigious Young Scientist Award in 2011 by the International Union of Radio Sciences. He was adjudged in 2015 as the best professor of Institute of Technology, Nirma University. In 2016, he won the prestigious Fulbright Scholarship to visit the top universities at the United States. In 2017, he was selected for academic excellence by the Higher Education Forum, Mumbai. Today, Dr. Pujara is a member to various elite bodies and associations. He is a senior member of IEEE, that is Institute of Electricals and Electronics Engineers, United States. He's a life member of Institute of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers, New Delhi, life member of Institute of Engineers, India. He has several publications to his credit. He has visited several countries across the globe in pursuit of academic activities as well as research-oriented work and related activities. He is an invited resource person to various such forums of national and international stature. He has covered more than 200 invited lectures and covers various areas of interest like research, teaching, life skills, etc. Dr. Dhaval Pujara is somebody who takes keen interest in higher education, accreditation and re-accreditation processes, also in university ranking as well as on outcome-based education. Dr. Pujara, on behalf of each and every member of the Heartian community and on behalf of our first year PG students, I take this great opportunity to welcome you once again to our Hridayarambham program. And also on behalf of everybody, thank you so much for joining in. We couldn't have thought of a better resource person than you, who have made a remarkable mark in wherever and whatever designations you hold. Thank you, sir. And over to you, sir. We are eagerly waiting for a fruitful session from your end. Over to you, Dr. Pujara. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Joseph George. And very good morning to the Honorable Principal of the college, all deans, all faculty colleagues, the non-teaching staff, and very dear student friends of first year postgraduate program of a very reputed institute of Kerala, not only Kerala, but very reputed institute of the country. I hope I am audible. Professor George, I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You are.
Okay, so my special thanks to Professor K.M. Johnson, the IQAC coordinator of the Institute, for approaching me and requesting me to deliver a session for postgraduate students. Friends, in the next 80 minutes, we'll be talking more about research, importance of research to the postgraduate students, and above all, I wish to share some of my experiences as a professor, as a researcher, as administrator, and a few of my very interesting experiences of my trips to various countries across the globe. Now, before we formally start, a few requests to all of you. Let us make this session one of the best sessions by way of contributing and participating. I request each one of you, please participate. Let us make it very interesting by way of dialogue. So what I prefer that whenever I ask you, I invite you to contribute by way of giving your ideas, your opinion, your reactions. Please do so. I'll be happy. You have a full right to disagree with me. Not necessary that you should fully agree. If you think that you disagree with me, please let me know. Okay? Either you can put your microphone on and give your answer, or maybe you can write down in the chat box. See, in life we have always two options. In life we have always two options. Right now also on 12th of October, you have two options. Option number one, to get something from this session of 90 minutes, or just to waste this time. God is great, whomsoever you believe, Jesus, Ram, Rahim, Ishwar, Allah. They have given us this precious life. So let us do some meaningful work. In this session, when I'll be covering different aspects of research, and especially I'll be giving you a secret of becoming a researcher, an effective researcher. I'll be happy if you participate by way of answering my questions or by way of asking questions. In research, what is very, very important is presenting your ideas, your viewpoints, asking relevant questions. So the first lesson for all the students is asking questions and participating and contributing in research related activities and this kind of seminars, talks, etc. Let me begin by my first question to each student. My first question is, what difference do you expect in teaching learning, in strategy of lecture delivery in your college as a postgraduate student? I was told that in this orientation program, first year PG program, there are students from all disciplines of science, commerce, design, graphics, zoology. So my first question is, when you have entered into this college, what is your expectation? What differences you will observe as a postgraduate students? You all have done your undergraduate programs. You have got your degree, undergraduate degree. Now, what do you expect? Do you think that the classroom delivery and everything will be same? The expectations will be same from you? Feel free to put forward your viewpoints. Feel free to write down in the chat box. If you really wish to become an effective researcher, you have to contribute by way of putting forward your opinion, your suggestions, your viewpoint. Anybody can start. I'll be happy. put your microphone on, or maybe you can write down in the chat box. I hope, Professor Johnson, that is allowed.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Myself, Dhanya Jagdishan.
Yeah.
Actually, like in UG, during undergraduate studies, we used to be like mostly theoretical part. We used to be mostly theoretical part instead of practical part. We only have one project, main project in every year, which is done by us and held by our faculty teachers. But it's normally just a simple project or just a part of the study. Just it's not the most important project. So, but in PG level, I think we should be more into practical level, more into case studies, more into the way which we can learn, not only by theoretical. Theoretical is very important, I know, but not only by theoretical, but as this is a subject of sociology, so mostly by practical things and case study things by which we can learn, we can contribute to the society, and we can make a difference.
Okay, so that was a wonderful answer. I fully agree with you. A big round of applause for our dear student who has responded just now. Friends, what she has said that in postgraduate program, there will be more practicals, there will be more hands-on skills, there will be more projects, there will be more case studies. Wonderful. Anybody else? Yeah, I'm very happy and excited to talk to you guys. Fantastic batch of students. I think one of the best batches of students to whom I have interacted in last 20 years. Yes, so we have our first response coming on my chat box. So Samuel is writing, vast resources are available in this college for attaining deep knowledge in our areas of interest. You're absolutely right. Then somebody is writing more of self-learning and discovery rather than everything. Yeah. So in postgraduate program, there will not be spoon feeding. You'll have to do a lot of self-learning, lot of discussion, interaction. You'll have to do a lot of practicals in the laboratory, whether you are a student of science or maybe film, maybe graphics, but lot of innovations, lot of critical thinking, lot of creative thinking. That is what is expected in postgraduate program. Wonderful. I'm very happy. Navya is writing, maybe we have to be more self-standing, curious with a mind to get more knowledge. Yes, curiosity. That is the main, very vital in postgraduate program. So I'm very happy that people are responding. A few more responses. Maybe you can put your microphone on. Be active, be energetic. You are wonderful batch. Wonderful students of Sacred Heart College. Come on. Come on, friends, write down either in the chat box or maybe you can speak out. Still, at least I'm expecting a couple of answers from you. Yeah, Ashita.
I think during the UG days, we were like studying for exams and marking and scoring marks, and life was like that. And now we have entered our post graduation, and it is like more focused, so that we are ourselves and also by our surroundings, like teachers, friends, and everyone, like to read and write something, and even our principal father, he has suggested to put up some effort to publish a journal or something like your write up your future. It will be very helping, and so we by ourselves to read more, to write more, to explore the language, and so that will take gradually our perceptions will be getting broadened, not only to literature but also towards the life, I guess.
You are absolutely right, and the advice that your father has given, principal father has given, that is absolutely all right. And that's what I'm going to discuss with you today. Writing a journal paper or a conference paper. Believe me, friends, that is what is expected from you all young students, postgraduate students. Lot of research, lot of curiosity, lot of discussion, writing papers, presenting papers, attending conferences, workshops. That is what is expected from you. Apart from bookish knowledge, apart from theoretical knowledge, what is expected in postgraduate program, our emphasis, whether you are in a Kerala college or whether you are in Gujarat or whichever part of the globe, everywhere. I have visited several countries and I found that in most of the postgraduate program, the emphasis is on research and innovation. I'll take a couple of answers that I've received and then I'll come to the topic of my discussion, and I have prepared a wonderful presentation also. Fine. So Sanjeevani is writing more self-explanation in the field of research through experiments and journals rather than, yes, now you will have to read journal papers, conference papers. You'll have to discuss with your colleagues about new ideas, implementing ideas. And maybe some of you may think of startups also, your own company also. Then somebody is writing, we must make ourselves capable of creating knowledge and seriously contributing. Is wonderful idea. As a postgraduate student, it is expected that not only understanding the existing knowledge, but also creating knowledge and then contributing that knowledge to the society, working for the betterment of the society, working to solve the societal problems. Then Jitin is writing, the projects we did in our UG like is more face value, just compiling data in percentage, which to help immensely by teachers. The PG courses, as we understand, is more inclined to self-study and being independent, trial and error, learning from mistakes and perfecting ourselves. Wonderful idea, wonderful answer. I appreciate. In postgraduate, it is expected that you do a lot of experiments, maybe trial and error also sometimes. You discuss with your colleagues, you discuss with the stalwarts, come out with some new innovative solutions, some patents, some copyrights, and that will bring laurels and awards for not only you, for your department, for your college, and for this great country. Unfortunately, friends, India is slightly lagging as compared to other foreign countries like the United States or the European countries, because we are lagging in research and innovation. So research is the need of hour. We all have to contribute, not only professors, students will also have to contribute. When I visited Canada, I found that students like you, they are writing journal papers. In fact, there is a goal for each student to publish one paper before they leave the college. In our college, for postgraduate student, when I joined as head of the department, I made it compulsory. On the very first day of their orientation, I have declared that before you leave this college, you should have one Scopus Index journal paper. I'll talk more about this also in my talk. Somebody is writing, in undergraduate level, we studied what is given in the book and other sources. But in postgraduate level, we have chosen the field which will surely be a pathway to our professional life, and also we have more opportunities to work in the application level. You are right. Now you have to work for the societal applications, practical applications. Good, very good. Priya is writing, we love the particular subject, so we are expected to do more within that which is interesting in our perspective. Hence, we can contribute more in our subject. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Teresa is writing, in undergraduate level, we study what is given in the book and sources available. Good, very good, very good. Anjali is writing, PG level education has more potential than UG level education. You are absolutely right. Ashwin is writing, we would be able to narrow down to our area of interest and move in specific direction, discovering them. Yes, discovery is very, very important. Anju is writing, sir, I think at master's level, it's important to analyze and critique our sources rather than just describing and reporting. Wonderful answer. rather than just reading what is available in the book. In master's level, it is expected that you analyze the available literature, you study it critically, you find out the critics, you find out the research gaps, and then you present. Then reporting is equally important, writing paper is equally important. Samuel Roy is writing, the resources are always there, the students should strive themselves to attain them and make use of it. So effective utilization of resources, that is also expected from PG students. Wonderful preamble we have. Now let us enter into a wonderful presentation. What I said so far, in postgraduate program, it is expected to give focus attention to research, innovation, discovery, writing paper, reading research paper, having innovations, having patent, whether you belong to science, commerce, psychology, sociology, graphic design, animation, whichever program of PG you have taken admission. Believe me, friends, your parents are investing a lot of money on you. Your college is making a lot of efforts to make your stay comfortable, to give you a lot of knowledge, inviting people like me to talk to you. Now it is your duty. Today on 12th of October, let us we all decide, all students of Sacred Heart College, first year PG students, that we are going to contribute like anything. Ultimately, that is for the betterment of the society, that is for the betterment of this great country, that is for the betterment of your state, that is for the betterment of your college. Your college is being ranked based on the research that you do. I don't know how many of you know, there is something called NIRF, National Institutional Ranking Framework. There is something called NAAC, NAC. They do accreditation. All these agencies, accreditation, ranking and rating agencies, they give a lot of weightage to research. Friends, you might have seen international ranking and rating. For example, there is something called Times Higher Education Ranking, Shanghai ranking. Unfortunately, there are hardly a couple of colleges from India, they are into this international ranking. Why? Because we are lagging in research. We do not think of research. We do not think of innovation. So this entire session of next 1 hour will be focused on research and becoming an effective researcher. I wish all of you become effective researchers and contribute to the well-being of the mankind, to the society, to the country. Are you all with me? Shall we go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Give me a minute. I'll be sharing my presentation with you. Okay. Do you see my first slide on your screen? The title of the slide is Recipe of Becoming an Effective Researcher. May I request somebody to write down in the chat box? Okay, Gayatri, thank you very much. Wonderful, friends. Feel free to interrupt me in between. You can write down your reactions, observations in chat box. You have a full right to disagree with me. That's what I said. And let us make this session one of the fantastic sessions, one of the best sessions of your career so far. So the title of presentation is Recipe of Becoming an Effective Researcher. I'll give you a few tips to become a researcher. I share my experiences as a researcher, as a supervisor of a few PhD students. 6 students have already got their degree and 4 are in pipeline. Let us start. Friends, whenever you are making presentations, simultaneously, I'm giving you tips to prepare PPT, to prepare your presentation. Maybe soon you will have to go and make presentation in a national conference, international conference. So the first lesson in making presentation, your first slide should be attractive, aesthetically nice, color combination, font size, everything. So you should have the title of your talk, then your name, for example, in my case, Dr. Dhaval Pujara, my affiliation, and towards the end, you can see I have returned my mail ID. You also can note down my mail ID so that later on, if you have any doubt, queries, feel free to write me. I'll make sure that within 24 hours, I'll respond to your queries. So my mail ID is Dhaval, DHAVAL dot PUJARA @nirmauni, NIRMAUNI.ac.in. Fine. Let me move. Always make sure that your second slide should be about what you are going to cover, that is in form of presentation outline. And believe me, this template that you can see, that is not taken directly from MS Office. This is a template that I have developed my own. By now, I have developed 40 such presentation on research methodology, personality development, accreditation, quality assurance, ranking, rating. And you will surprised to know that all 40 presentations are unique. Layout, color combination, content, graphics, everything will be unique. Fine. What am I going to cover in next 60 minutes? I will wind up this session for sure by 1 p.m. because I have another invited session at 1:30 at National Institute of Technology, NIT. Fine. So I'll be covering what is research. See, initially in the discussion, we all decided, we were so excited, we'll do research. But do we really know what is research? And especially, do we really know the difference between research and innovation? Somebody may say, sir, I'm a commerce graduate. Somebody may say, sir, I have taken admission into graphics design, zoology. What should be the difference between research and innovation? We'll be talking about types of research. There are several types of research. What are the outcomes of research? For example, somebody is so excited and he promises that, sir, I will do research, but what will be the outcome? What am I going to get? What are the benefits of research to the students, especially to the postgraduate students? So we will be discussing what are the benefits of research to the students. We will also discuss how to begin research, because yet you have not started doing your research. You are simply first year PG students. So I'll give you few tips of how to begin research. Believe me, friends, research is always full of excitement, but at the same time, crisis also. So we will be discussing crisis management in research. On your screen, you can see a bullet dealing with crisis in research. We will also discuss habits of effective researchers. As I said, the topic of today's session is recipe of becoming an effective researcher. So, what are the habits of an effective researcher? And finally, I'll give you a few tips, guidelines, formula for success in research. This is exact 12:01 and we have 59 minutes. Remember, important lesson from me, time management. Friends, if you ask me the secret of my success, I got my first award, Best Teacher Award, just at the age of 30, 30. Just at the age of 30, in 2004, I received my first national award, Best Teacher Award. If you ask me what is the secret of my success, I'll give you three things. One, positive attitude. Second, discipline, following all rules and regulation. And third, time management. You should be very, very perfect. Even a millisecond is important. Can you believe? Millisecond, milli is 10 raised to minus 3. That is important. Somebody may ask, sir, how millisecond is important? You go and ask a person who has won silver medal in the Olympic. You may surprise, sir, what are you saying? I said, go and ask a person who has won silver medal in the Olympic. He could have won gold medal, but he missed by 1 millisecond. If you go and check the world records of Olympic, you will find that just a gap of 1 millisecond. So in next couple of years, when you are pursuing your PhD, I will recommend, I will advise you people to become very, very positive. When I go and select people for some companies, for example, I'm in the panel of ISRO. You may be knowing what is ISRO. ISRO is Indian Space Research Organization. I go and conduct interview for the scientists. Do you know what do I see? I see three things again. ASK. A for attitude, S for skills, and K for knowledge. What is very, very important is your attitude, positive attitude. What is second important thing? Your hands-on skills, laboratory skills, project skills, discussion, critical thinking skill, creative thinking, art of asking question. That comes under second skill. And third is knowledge. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is important. But you see, what is more important is your attitude and your skills. Make sure that you utilize this time of next couple of years and get all hand skills, all knowledge, all softwares, all managerial skills, time management, stress management, leadership, publishing at least one paper. You may say this is a big order. This is not a big order. When I was at IIT Roorkee, we have worked for 18 hours a day. Believe me, I am not exaggerating. Today, if you see me as a successful presenter, as head of the department of a very prestigious college, just at the age of 30, if I got my award, and a very, very prestigious United States Fulbright fellowship I have got, the reason is hard work. 16 to 18 hours daily you will have to work if you really wish to become successful. Your parents have a lot of dreams. They have invested a lot of money. Your teachers, your principal, your father, they have a lot of dreams. Okay, let me go to the next slide. I hope you are enjoying and getting something. I hope audio and video is all right. Come on, friends. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful
Yes,
audience. Wonderful. I'm very happy. Today you all have become my friends. Really, wherever I have made my presentation, I have always developed friendly relation with their organization, with the students. Wonderful students. I'm very happy that people are contributing and participating on chat box. Thank you very much. Two questions. Question one, what is research? What is innovation? Would you like to say something? What is research and what is innovation? Let me stop my screen and ask you a question. Quickly, I just want two people to participate. Yeah, what is research? Can anybody tell me? Yes, anybody? Any two students? Wonderful audience, amazing students, amazing college, one of the best colleges of India.
Hello, sir.
Yes, beta.
Research is something to widely know about, like in a broad aspect about a topic,
Process of,
and
this process of
develop a new thing from that,
Prince,
or
if you don't mind, will you please keep your microphone off, Prince? Yeah, Dhanya is speaking. Yeah, Dhanya, go ahead.
yes, sir. So, to broadly or widely know about a single topic or a single aspect, and to create a new, to develop a new thing from that topic, I guess.
Wonderful. I appreciate. Wonderful answer. Anybody else?
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else? At least one more student. I wish he or her, what is difference between research and innovation, or at least what is research? See, this is what is happening. Yeah. Please go ahead, beta.
Research is something indulging more deeply to what is already being proposed, and innovation is something that we are contributing to the world.
Wonderful, Megha. I appreciate. Wonderful answer. Wonderful
Thank you,
answer.
sir.
Samuel is writing, innovation is a new idea. Vishnu is writing, I think research is collecting information, facts, and innovation is applying that information in real life. I appreciate. Let me come back to the presentation. We have very less time. So I'll again share my screen and I let you know what is research, what is innovation, and what are the differences between research and innovation. Okay, so do you see my slide on 2 questions? Maybe Vishnu, if you can reply. Vishnu, do you see my slide on 2 questions? Good, thank you, Vishnu. Fine, so let us answer these questions. What is research? First answer to first question. There are several answers. There can be several answers you can see on your screen. Knowing more and more about less and less. Investigation of a problem in a scientific manner. Research is to see what everybody else has seen and to think what nobody else has thought. Everybody saw an apple falling from a tree, but only one person, Newton, he saw it differently and he came out with laws of gravitation. So seeing things differently, that is research. Research is a game of creating innovative ideas that are significant. Let me go to the next slide. Research can be defined as the search of knowledge, search of new knowledge, I will say. Any scientific investigation may be in the field of commerce. For example, during this pandemic, effects of financial policies of government of India on farmers, that may be a topic of research for commerce people. So research is not restricted to only science or pharmacy or engineering. Believe me, research is for all those you have taken admission into Sacred Heart College PG program, whether you belong to zoology, biology, science, commerce, arts, sociology, you will have to do research. If you really want India to be in the list of top countries, you have to do research. But research should be done with an open-minded to establish novel facts, to solve new problems or existing problems. Even solving this pandemic problem, solving this COVID problem, now you can solve in a variety of ways. Somebody may be working on developing a new drug. Somebody may be working on online education. Somebody may be working on designing and developing PPE kits. I mean, in this pandemic, you can imagine an area in which people have come out and done some innovative work. So continuously ask yourself, continuously think, that is also research. Proving new ideas, that is also research. Developing new theories, there may be students from chemistry or physics or mathematics. You may develop a new theorem, new algorithm. new laws, that is also considered as research. Further, I extend and I'll tell you, I would like to say what is research. Research is a 4-step process. Research is a 4-step process. 1, to identify a problem. Many a times we don't know how to start. So first step is to identify a research problem and research gaps. Second, on that particular problem, what others have done. In our language, we call it literature search, literature review. So second step is what others have done. You read journal papers, conference papers, advanced book chapters. That is called literature survey, and find out what others have done, what mistakes they have made. And then you develop your own research design, your own solution. It may be in form of a law, new theory, some product, some prototype, some design, some algorithm, some computer code. That is your own contribution to the society. So that is developing a solution. And then once you develop the solution, you have results, you have evidences. Go and tell the external world, entire world, the society, the college, in conference, go and make presentation. Write a journal paper, write a book chapter, go and file a patent. So that is show your research outcome. What is innovation? Innovation is simply the process of creating and implementing a new idea or idea. Having idea is research. Working on idea is research. Implementing and creating, that is innovation. Innovation needs the knowledge, breakthrough, and ideas developed by research. Innovation may result in, if you do innovation, it will have either a new product. For example, Apple's new iPhone. So that has come out of several innovations, several new technologies. If you are a chemistry student, you may come out with a new but effective way of conducting a chemistry experiment. So that is a process. Way of organizing the business. If you are a commerce student, if you organize your business in such a way so that it leads to a lot of profit, then also it is innovation. New sources of supply. For example, a graphic student, if you are a design student, if you come out new design, that is also innovation. Okay. Now there is a word called creativity, and creativity is connected to innovation. So creativity is the source of innovation. Creativity is thinking up new things. When you think about something new, that is creativity. Innovation is doing new things. Try to understand the difference. Creativity is thinking up new things. Innovation is doing new things. Creativity is not a talent. It is skill that can be learned. Creativity means ideas. Innovations means ideas plus actions. Creativity is novelty. Innovation is novelty plus value. I'll give you some examples. Imagine a chair. My simple request to all of you, imagine a chair. Chair. Most of you must have imagined this kind of a chair. Please put your microphone off. Some people are still using microphone. That is disturbing me. Okay. So what I did, I asked you to imagine a chair. So many of you might have thought of this kind of a chair, which has 4 legs and you should be able to sit. sit comfortably, conveniently. So this is a chair. Fine. This could also be a chair. Now, this is innovation. Earlier, we thought of a conventional, routine kind of thinking. Now you think of unconventional, novel, something new, something unique. That is innovation. This is also a chair. How about this? How about this? This also is a chair. This also is a chair. See, what is chair? What is the definition of chair? A place where we can sit conveniently and comfortably. This also could be a chair. So what I want to prove, friends, that innovation means thinking something different. A person called Shiv Khera, in his book, he said, don't do different things, but do things differently. Don't do different things, but do things differently. So innovations means doing something differently, but the final product should have novelty, should have some value addition. Remember, you can come out some chair models, but they are not convenient, they are not comfortable. And that is not innovation. Innovation has a condition. It should be novel. It should be comfortable. It should be convenient. It should add value to the existing product, existing design. Something new. I'll give you one more example. Now you think of alternative. For example, fan. So when I ask you to imagine fan, many of you must have thought of this kind of a picture in your mind. Okay, but how about this? You can see this is something different. This also is a fan. This is also a fan. This also is a fan. And you can see another model of fan on your screen. I have shown only 6 designs of a fan on your screen. We have some students from graphic designs. Now they can think of different varieties. And this is just an example of fan and chair. You can think of everything unique, novel, convenient, comfortable, that adds value. That is innovation. Implementing ideas, creating product, but the product should be novel, product should be innovative, product should have some value. People should be ready to pay extra. That is innovation. Friends, on your screen, you can see a wonderful comparison, a graphic. On one side, I have written that 20% of people find innovation unimportant, but 80% of people find innovation important. Who said this? Industry, where you are going to be recruited. You are going to get your placement after PG. So according to industry, according to R&D organizations, according to big laboratories, CSIR laboratories, they expect innovations from all graduates, whether you belong to commerce or science or arts or anything. Innovation is expected from each undergraduate and postgraduate student, more from postgraduate students. But the unfortunate situation is we all are not good at innovation because we do not put efforts. On your screen, you can see 4% of people feel that they are good at innovation, whereas 96% of the people feel that they are not good at innovation. Why they are not good at innovations? Because they are not putting emphasis. They are not putting efforts. They are not serious about innovation. They are not thinking. Because for innovation, you have to think a lot, you have to discuss, you have to argue, you have to go and make presentation, you have to write paper, you have to read paper. Unfortunately, in our education system, we do not allow students to contribute. We do not allow students to participate. We do not allow students to ask questions. Asking question is also important. Now, you may ask me a question, what are the sources of innovation? I want to do innovation, but what are the sources? So the sources of innovation, one of them is available technology. For example, you have Apple iPhone, some version available. And now you think critically and you come out with a better version with more features. Then that is innovation compared to the earlier version. Now people across the world, they are waiting for Apple products because each version, each model is unique. They have added extra many new features. So the existing technology will let you know, will tell you what is to be improved. When you improve it, when you come out with a better version, that is also considered as innovation. Your competitors, when you are into business, especially for our commerce graduate, friends, when you are into business, your competitors will force you to think innovatively. You will come out with better products as compared to your competitors. So your competitors will force you to innovate. Sometimes your friends, your guides, your supervisor, your professors, your teachers will motivate you, will encourage you to innovate. In your postgraduate program, your supervisor, your thesis supervisor, your guide will encourage you to come out with a paper, with a product, with a prototype. So that is also one kind of source. Economy. The existing economy of the country sometimes will force you to innovate. Necessity. I'll give you an example. We all are waiting for the COVID vaccine. So today, entire world is waiting for the COVID vaccine to come. So that is the necessity, urgent need. And you know, there are so many scientists across world. I know in India, there are 10 to 15 organizations, they are working on COVID vaccine. Oxford University, they are working on COVID vaccine. So because there is necessity, we will have to work for innovation. Government rules. Sometimes government rules and policies will pressurize you to innovate. You will have no options. Personal interest. There are people, they do research and innovation by their own interest. Changing environment. For example, pollution rules of government, they are making you to think innovatively. For example, removal of garbage, because we have to work for protecting our environment. So solid waste management. So for that, you think some innovative products, some innovative way, then that is innovation. Research and innovation, research is knowledge creation and innovation is knowledge application. This is the difference. Creating knowledge is one thing, and then developing some application, solving some societal problem, that is innovation. Innovation is built on research. Without research, you can't do innovation. So research is important, innovation is equally important. What is not research? Many students, they come to me and they make a mistake in understanding what is not research. Gathering information from resources such as books, magazines, that is not research. Because there is no contribution to new knowledge. Merely transporting facts from one resource to another doesn't contribute research. No contribution to new knowledge. See, research means contribution to new knowledge. If you are simply taking a paragraph from a journal paper and cut, copy, paste, that is not research. There are some common myths about research. Let me discuss with you for a minute. Many students, even postgraduate students, they interact with me and they tell me, sir, I cannot do research. It is very, very tough. No, that is not the fact. I don't speak research language. Research can be carried out only by PhD students. No, it's not like this. Even from postgraduate student, research is expected. One research paper is expected. Research will cost a lot of money and time. Yes, you will have to put efforts. You will have to invest time. But the fruits that you will be getting, that will be amazing. Research means a lot of reading and writing. Yes, you will have to read journals. You will have to read papers. But ultimately, that is the need of an hour. Society needs research. This country needs innovation. Research will distract me from real work. Now, what is real work? For a postgraduate student, for a PhD student, the ultimate aim should be to carry out innovation, to do research. Research findings may be ignored. No. In fact, people will appreciate your efforts. Even as a postgraduate student, people will appreciate your efforts. So, in research, there is no senior, there is no junior. The one who has new ideas will be motivated, will be promoted, will be given awards. As I said, just at the age of 30, I got my Best Teacher Award, and at the age of 35, I got Young Scientist Award. People will recognize, people will motivate you by giving awards and laurels. Nobody will appreciate our efforts. That is also a myth. For example, by now, people have appreciated my efforts. They invite me for lectures. They give me awards. I have more than 100 publications. People come and do their PhD under me. So that is the way people are appreciating. The society is appreciating. Now, benefits of research to the student. As somebody said that in UG you have studied more of theory, laws, principles, but in research you will be able to implement them. You will be able to prove them in the laboratory. So that is the benefit of a research. It will enhances your knowledge and clarifies your confusion. It will increase your confidence. It will boost your confidence. And very importantly, now I'm coming to a very, very important point. It will help you to strengthen your CV, your biodata. See, when after completion of your PG, when you will go out of Sacred Heart College, the recruiters will ask you to share your biodata. Now imagine, in your biodata, if you have one research paper, at least one paper, they will definitely give you preference. So before you leave this college, make sure that in your biodata, there should be at least one research paper. So it will strengthen your biodata. It will be nourishment and exercise for the mind. Otherwise, our mind will be useless. When you will think, when you will discuss, when you will argue, it will be nourishment to the mind, to the brain. Research experience is likely to become more and more important in future. As I said, now only those who will get job will be the innovators, will be the people who will be open-minded, who will think creatively and critically. Others will not get job. You may not like this. I may sound harsh, but only researchers, innovators, thinkers will get job in the coming days. It will improve your reading, writing, and presentation skill. And ultimately, this is the need of the nation. We are lagging. Unfortunately, we do not have patents. And we have to give huge money to the foreign countries because they have patents. We cannot use their patents without paying. So lot of money as a country we are investing on using the patents which are registered in US, in European countries. So now it is our duty, our responsibility to put efforts and file patents. Types of research, there are basically two types. In fact, there are many, but I'll be discussing two. One is fundamental research on your screen and applied research. Fundamental research is generally to come out with some theories, laws. It may not have immediate practical value. It may not result into some product. It is more of a basic pure research. Whereas applied research is to solve societal problems, practical problems. The goal of applied research is to improve the human life, is to solve practical problems. For example, solving a COVID problem is applied research. For example, designing some graphics for new cellular phones, that is applied. Wherever application is involved is called applied research. How to begin research? Research begins with identification of a problem. First and foremost. Now you may say, sir, we have just taken admission into our postgraduate program. Just taken. Can we start? Yes. Today itself on 12th of October, you can start your research. Go and meet professors. I mean to say online meeting with the professors. Request them. Read journal papers, read book chapters. Good websites. There are, unfortunately, many youngsters, they waste a lot of time on web series, social media. I humbly request, I urge, spend time on reading something useful. So, number one, in whichever area you have taken admission, try to find out at least a small problem. So, identification of a problem. Then, state the problem clearly. Identification is one, and then writing the problem. Write down. Identify the sub-problems. 1A, 1B, 1C, what are the sub-problems? Then do literature survey. What is literature survey? I have covered in the next couple of slides. Let me tell you what others have done. You read journal papers, you visit some websites, you go and read some patents in the same area that you have found out what others have done. That is called literature survey. Identifying the research gaps and then to develop research methods. What is research gaps? For example, somebody has already worked on that area, but with some limitations, some gaps, some problems, some issues. So as a PG student, you need to find out what is the gap in between. What are the problems? What are the lacunas? And then you overcome those problems. Then you work for those issues, those problems. So the fifth stage is identifying research methods. Performing experiments, gathering data, and result analysis. That is sixth step. processing and analyzing data, whatever data you have collected, either through survey or experiment, analyzing the data. Conclusion, what is the outcome? And finally, writing report, writing a paper, writing a patent, writing a book chapter. Before you leave, third time I am repeating, before you leave Sacred Heart College, you should have one publication. That is must. And that is possible. As I said, when I visited Canada, I found UG students, undergraduate students making presentation of their work in international conferences. If a student from Canada can do, why not a student from India? Why not a student from Sacred Heart College? You can do. What is literature survey? As I said, it helps you to find out whether the problem has already been solved. What are the research gaps? What others have said? What is already done? Identifying different approaches, contradictions between contributions, analysis of strengths and weaknesses, and drawing your own conclusion, particularly concerning completeness of coverage, and highlight implications of your work. How your work will be different than what others have done. In past, several people have done. For example, when I was pursuing PhD, many people have done work on the same area on which I decided to work. But I found there were gaps, there were issues, there were problems. So I came out with new ideas. I developed some antennas, some designs, innovative designs. Believe me, out of my PhD, I published 6 journal papers and 8 international conference papers. 6 journal papers in a span of 3 years and 8 conference papers. How much hard I might have worked, you can imagine. 16 to 18 hours a day. There is no shortcut to success. There is no shortcut to success. Even today also, I work for at least 14 to 16 hours. Even on Saturdays and Sunday also I work. What are the outcomes of research? When you do, you will come out with solution of a problem. You may come out with a new product, new tool, new equipment, new method, new design, new graphic, new business strategy. You may come out with a paper, publication, patent, a book. And that is ultimately increase in the intellectual property, which we call IPR, intellectual property rights, patents, copyrights. And in this entire process, your mind will be trained. A person will be prepared. As a PG graduate, you will make yourself ready to face the industry challenges. So that is called human resource development. This is S curve of a research life cycle. On x-axis, you can see time and efforts, and y-axis, you can see quality and maturity. So initially, when you start research, you may not get clues. You may not get ideas, support, resources. So initially, for 1 full year or maybe for a few months, you may not get some results, outcome. For example, when I was doing my PhD, for 8 months, initial 8 months, there was no result, no outcome. But then after some time, it will go exponential. 6 journal papers and 8 conference papers I could publish because of continuous efforts. Striving. Dealing with crisis in research. Friends, when you will do research, there may be crisis. Crisis of motivation. Crisis of confidence. Crisis of direction. feeling disorganized, frustrated, ups and downs in the life. When I was pursuing my PhD, 3 to 4 of my close relatives, they passed away. I met with a severe fracture. I met with a severe accident, I mean to say. And there was a fracture in my left leg. It was broken into 2 pieces. There may not be somebody to assist you, to help you, to encourage you, to motivate you. Your supervisor may become angry. You may not get clues. No results, frustration, depression, bad mood. But keep doing, keep pursuing, keep trying. I am the best example in front of you. For 8 months, I tried, continuously putting efforts. And one day I got miracle. And then it was exponential, and I could do amazing contribution to the field of electronics and communication engineering. Now we'll be discussing maybe for next few minutes on qualities of effective. 1, curiosity. As a PG student, you should be curious enough. Think critically, creatively, ask questions. Do not hesitate asking questions. Read literature, learn new software. Be there in the laboratory, meet people, discuss with them, ask them, contribute them, forward your viewpoint. Attend conferences and workshops. I have made a rule for myself. At least 1 international conference in a year and 1 national conference in a year. Although I'm too busy with so many lectures across the year, but still I find out time to attend 1 international and 1 national conference. Proactive. One has to be proactive, proper planning, advanced planning. Hope for the best, plan for the worst. Set goals. On 12th of October, you all should have clear goal, clarity that I want to do this in the field of research. Patience. You might be knowing story of Thomas Alva Edison, a scientist who invented electric bulb. The other day I was reading his biography and found that he failed 10,000 times before he invented electric bulb. Can you believe? A person who failed 10,000 times before inventing an electric bulb. So in research, you should have patience. Patience in performing experiment, writing codes, designing. Even some of them may fail. Not necessary every time you will be successful. So facing failure is very important in research. Patience to repeat experiments multiple times, to do again and again. The 4th quality, sacrifice other interest. Friends, take it from me. When you are doing research, sometimes you will have to sacrifice your personal interest. For example, playing video games, seeing movies, chatting with friends, some of your hobbies, sports, you will have to give up for some time. But I will not stop you spending time with family. Maybe you can see some television also, computer games also, but make planning, proper planning. How much time for study, how much time for research, how much time for television, how much time for video games. You should enjoy, but not at the cost of career. Your professional career is very, very important. Theodore Roosevelt has said, when you play, play hard. When you work, don't play at all. Play while you play and work while you work. Quality of an effective researcher, quality number 5 on your screen. What is that? Good at networking, meeting people, sending them email, sending them LinkedIn request. You should have your LinkedIn. Prepare a list of active people in your area of research. For example, somebody is pursuing research in mathematics. You should know who are the active researchers in your field, in India and in abroad. Try to send them email. Try to know what they are doing. There may be many people in your research field who are likely to be referees of your papers, thesis. Present papers, attend professional conferences, meeting people. And 6, good at relation management. When you are doing research, you will be under a professor, a supervisor, maintaining good relation with the professor. Student-supervisor relationship requires good management by both parties. It can be rewarding or most frustrating. Arrange meeting. Go and meet your supervisor. Be honest with the supervisor. Seek his opinion. Give respect to your supervisor. Get feedback, criticism. Sometimes he may give you critical remarks. Be ready to accept. Show that you are enjoying research. And meet deadlines. If professor has given you some deadline, you will have to meet it. Number 7, good communication skill. I mean to say oral and written communication. Presentation skills. Collect ideas and do presentations. Ethical and honest. In research, you have to be very, very ethical to your fellow researchers, colleagues. Use actual data. No plagiarism, no cut, copy, paste. Please. Submit paper to the same journal again and again. That is not ethical. No plagiarism, copying data, ideas, text without acknowledgement is not a good practice. Not wasting animals in research. There may be students from biology or zoology, pharmacy. Do not waste animals for research. Formula for success in research: work on important problems. Work on multiple problems at a time, 2 problems at a time parallelly. So if you fail in one, maybe you have another ready with you. Seek excellence and beauty in your work. Whatever you do, try to achieve the highest perfection. That's what Lord Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita. Yogaha karmashu kaushalam. The meaning is try to achieve the highest perfection in whatever you do. Emotionally involved in your research. Remain committed, follow deadlines, work smart and continuously. Do not depend on luck. There is nothing like luck, I tell you. Hard work, hard work, hard work. That is the success key. Consolidate your understanding, handle uncertainty and disappointment. Judge your day by the seeds you sow and not by the harvest you reap. Friends, my last slide before we go for a question answer session. A few advices. I'm like your younger brother, or maybe a father, or maybe a teacher, or maybe a guide or a mentor. Today, when we have established a relationship, I have something to urge. I have something to request. Have a dream of publishing at least one paper before you complete your PG study. Write every day. At least 5 sentences on your own without looking at any other document. No cut, copy, paste. 5 sentences. Technical writing. Read at least 1 page. Something related to research. Maybe a journal paper, a conference paper, a book chapter. At least additional, apart from your regular study. Never do plagiarism. Friends, never take sentences from elsewhere with or without modification. Do not do. Plagiarism has become very, very serious. Government of India, UGC is very, very serious. Colleges are serious. There are tools available. There is something called Turnitin. It will find out what kind of cut, copy, paste you have done. So do not do plagiarism. Attend at least one professional conference workshop during a year. Sometimes you may have to spend some extra money from your pocket. So from pocket money, reserve something to attend workshops, conferences, seminars, additional extra lectures arranged by your professors. Find out good journals. I'll give you one exercise. For example, somebody has taken admission into zoology and you have a particular interest. In your area of interest, which are good journals, good books, good software, who are the active researchers in India and abroad? Find out some good websites. Find out, at least in your area of research. That will help you a lot in your professional career. I have 6 points, 6 advices on your screen. I'll wait for 30 seconds so each one of you can read, and maybe if required, you can write down here in your brain. Be committed. It will be your promise to your principal father, to Professor Johnson, to your dean, and ultimately it is your promise to your friend Dhaval Pujara. I am your friend. I am requesting. Give me a promise that you will work on this 6-point agenda. And whenever you will get success, you will write me an email. So everybody should promise me, I promise for performance. This efforts of arranging lectures, inviting me should not go waste. This 90 minutes of session should not go waste. Every student should promise. And feel free to write me an email. Whether you like this session or not, your feedback, your suggestion. Whenever you get some good news in your research, award, felicitation, achievement, write me. I'll be happy. If you need any help from me, feel free to write me dhaval.pujara@nirmauni.ac.in. I'll stop sharing. I have been asked to give you some time for question answer. Yeah. Now I'm open for any kind of question answer. Feel free to give your suggestions, reactions, reflections, question, answer, anything.
Thank you, Dr. Pujara, for that exceptionally brilliant session covering the A to Z of research. Now, we are running short of time, but as Dr. Pujara suggested, let's have a question and answer session. Any reflections on what Sir just spoke? Any doubt? You can be brief. I would request students to post your questions on the chat box so that can be moderated. At times, multiple of us unmuting the mic might result in the audibility of our voice content. So I request students, you have any doubt, to kindly type it out briefly in the chat box. Thank you. So we will make almost a minute for the first question or questions to come in. We'll just pick up a few questions as they ask, if it is okay with you.
Yeah. So I have received the first question on my chat box. Finding good quality content for reviews is one of our biggest concern. You are absolutely right. There are ways to find out good papers. I'll suggest, I don't know whether you have a subscription of Scopus. Scopus is a tool where you can find out the highest cited papers, the recent papers. There are websites available where you can set alarms. If there are some good papers in your field of interest, they will send you a link. If you are in touch with active researchers in your field and if you request them, they will also keep you posting about the good papers, the new papers. Okay? When you go and do Googling, in Google also, if you give the highest cited paper in so-and-so area, then you will get. So if the paper is highest cited by other scientists, other people, then obviously it must be a quality paper. So you start reading with those kind of quality papers. Sir, if we come across some roadblocks while researching, how can we stay motivated and overcome it? Yeah, good question. As I said during my research, also 3 of my close relatives passed away. I was not getting answer results for almost 10 months. But a simple rule that I have kept in my mind, putting efforts, and have faith in that supreme authority, faith in yourself, faith in your professor. If you really stuck up, go and discuss with your supervisor, seek his opinion, guidance, be positive. And if you are really very disturbed, at least for some time, you can be away from that discussion or that question or that problem. Maybe you can go and watch a movie for some time, again come back, again try to find out. So this will happen in each researcher's life. There will be roadblocks, but you will have to overcome. Have faith in whomsoever you believe, have faith in yourself, go and discuss with your supervisor, have some time for reflections, cut off yourself for some time, and then come back and then again start reading. Hari Krishnan is asking, is there really no such thing as a miracle or luck in research work? At least I believe that there is nothing like luck in research. There may be a few cases, but above hard work, there is nothing. There is no shortcut to success. For success, what is very important is hard work and efforts in the right direction. Having good college, you all are lucky that you are admitted into good college. You are in safe hands. You have good professors. You have principal father to take care of you. So now do not depend on luck. Put efforts, come out with paper. Simple answer from my side. Okay, James is writing, would a graduate student be able to understand a journal research paper? Yes, initially it will be difficult. I agree. So you start with some magazine papers, some popular articles. For that, when you have taken admission as a first year PG student, go and talk to your professor, your coordinator or your dean or maybe your senior friends, and ask them to suggest you some basic papers. I request the college authorities also, as an exercise to all PG students, at least give them 2 basic papers, classic papers, which are easy to understand, which can create interest amongst the students. So I agree with you, James. Initially, it will be difficult, but when you start putting effort, slowly and gradually, it will become easier for you to understand. Sanjeevani is asking, sir, is it necessary that the problem or research we do is based on the subject we study? It would be better because you have your own interest into that subject. So I recommend that always select a research problem in your area of interest. If you have interest, maybe you can work for several hours at a stretch. But if you do not have interest, forcefully you have taken, you may not like to work, and ultimately it will lead to failure. So always select a topic of research in the area where you have your own interest, where you have resources available, and where you have a professor available to guide you. 3 things: your personal interest, resources, and a professor to guide you. Okay, people are appreciating. Good. Okay, Jitin is asking, what is the most important part of the research which can influence its quality? I consider in research, identifying a problem is most critical, most difficult. But then your efforts will make it a quality outcome. So you as a researcher will make the outcome or the research or the impact meaningful. Yes, Sanjeevani, you all can do research. You all are capable. Don't underestimate yourself. You have taken admission into such a wonderful college. It means you are capable. You can do research. Okay, Professor George, anything from your side?
No, sir, for the time being, if that's it, can we call it a day? Father, may I wind up the session?
Yeah, I think somebody has written something. Let me read and then we'll wind up.
Yes, sir, sure.
Shri Hari is writing, this is one of the best sessions I have ever attended. Clear and very effective session. Often even interesting topics get bored because of the shortcomings in the presentation of the presenter. How beautifully, sir, you handle this session through the modulation of the presentation. Thank you so much for presenting a very useful session in a very useful and excellent way, and for the college that prepared the opportunity. Oh, that was an appreciation. I'm sorry. I thought it will be a question, but I thank each one of you for participating and for joining this session. Thanks are also due to the Father Principal, all deans, Professor George Joseph, and a special thank to my friend Dr. Johnson, who invited me. I'll be happy to come and deliver so many such sessions on research methodology, personality development, some technical topics, accreditation, ranking, rating, anything. Thank you very much for inviting me. Friends, please give your feedback through email. I request all of you to send me an email, dhaval.pujara@nirmauni.ac.in. Over to Professor Joseph George.
Thank you, Dr. Pujara. It is said that the heights by great men reached and kept were never attained by a sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upward in the night. So when I was going through your profile during the weekend, when I was asked to introduce you for the session, I was really mesmerized and motivated by seeing your 3-page of incredible biodata comprising of achievements from being an academician to a researcher, your deputation with ISRO, so on and henceforth, plus 200 odd invited talks at the industry and the educational institution. Really, sir, it speaks volume about the hours of toiling effort that you put in as a teacher. And the best line, if you permit me, as an academician, I picked up is, in spite of the fact that you are a busy academician, doing so many academic and non-academic activities, but you have taken that you made our students just take that one paper a year. You pass out from your respective subjects, one way how you attend one international conference at least and one national conference at least is a real motivation. And the final advice, our students have noted it down. I myself has noted it down as of publishing at least one paper a day, to write something that is your work, professional content, and find good journals and software, learn about softwares. I just, as a teacher also, I think I've also noted down. Thank you so much for that wonderful session. Before we wind up, I think officially, so I need to propose a word of thanks. First and foremost, I would like to place on record our gratitude to our beloved principal, most respectable Reverend Dr. Prashant Palakia Palil CMI, who in fact principal in of for such wonderful session on research. He's somebody who is telling us importance of research. Not only speaks about research, but he facilitates or does everything for we undertake research-oriented activities of this journey. Thank you, Prashant Bachchan. I would like to place on record our sincere gratitude and respects to Dr. Pujara, to you, sir. It's been, and the chat box comments that is flowing in, all appreciation for such a beautiful talk on research. How you can make it so effective, fruitful, speaks volume about experience in research as well as how we put it across. I'm sure all our first year PG students have been really motivated, and I'm sure that they'll keep up to the you ask them to take today, starting today, the 12th of October 2022, as they embark a new journey as becoming postgraduate in a year or two. Thank you so much, sir, for that enlightening session. Also, I would like to praise and record our head of English department and IQAC program officer, Dr. K.M. Johnson, for arranging this great session for us. He facilitated the entire program, and to have Dr. Pujara today for the session. Thank you so much, Johnson, sir, for the session. Our student dean, Dr. Didymos KV, assistant professor with the mathematics department, who've been toiling day in and day out, burning his midnight oil to make sure that the entire Vidyarambha program goes picture perfect. Thank you, Didimo sir. Thanks to all the deans present out there, all the class teachers, head of the departments, everyone, the technical team, the support staff, the non-teaching administrative staff, or directly or indirectly being part of this program and helping and supporting us to make this day a very promising and a memorable day for our first year post-graduation students. Thank you all once and everyone for joining in, and also to the dear students, our first year students, PG students who've just enrolled today, joining in. And last but not the least, I thank everyone for being a part of this day and being part of such an enlightened session. Thank you all, and wishing you all a great day ahead. Thank you all.
Thank you all. Have a nice day ahead. I take your leave.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Pujara. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all, dear students. You may have a class as per timetable from tomorrow onwards. For the timetable, please contact your concerned departments. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Didimo sir.